Well, welcome everybody to this live replay of the Super VoRmula Division 2, Round 3 of the Championship. We are in the awesome Nurburgring circuit, but for the slightly tempered Nurburgring Grand Prix layouts, we've got a roughly 30-minute race set to 16 laps with super aggressive tyre and fuel usage set on the cars to simulate and try and aim for 2 stops if we can. I've got no knowledge of what's going on though in terms of how many stops, the strategies or anything. I come to this completely blind. We have in the Drivers' Championship, we have Nasty on top with 36 points, 3 ahead of Bolide Fay in second place. In third place, we have Liquid Gecko on 26 points and Senor Dude in fourth place on 18. Milo has 17. Sick With It has 16. Nintendo has 15. Scavvy 14. Very, very close there in the midfield. On 11 points is Biggerwood with Berenbocci and Sol both on 10. We have Pero Loco on 5. Suhet on 4 and Drupert on 3. As the Division 2 Constructors or Team Championship, Skynet have 47, only 1 point ahead of Azul Racing on 46. Then comes Cabbage Corp on 36, with Darkside Racing on 32. Vortex have 23, Tamiya Racing Factory 20, and Buccini seem to be renamed, I imagine, on Division 2, as they have been in Division 1. I will wait for confirmation on that one. But Buccini, formerly Team Safred, and hopefully soon to be Buckerstein, on 19 points. Welcome AJ, welcome Scavvy, and welcome one and all. If you want to shout out while we're live, do just speak up. Let's take you through the results of qualifying. At the back will be Oliver 84, our Canadian driver there. And in 13th place we have Wilson Core. 12th place Drupert qualified with Yank the Tank in 11th place, and I can see Buckerstein absolutely have sponsored the new Red Bull Junior car, so that's great to see already on the car. We have Scavvy in P10, and I think that's Darkside, but I can't be entirely sure. I definitely know Azul is represented by Sol in 9th place in qualifying. We have Biggerwood in 8th, and not every livery always comes through, and that is a big problem for us here in Gran Turismo Racing. This is definitely Darkside with that message on the rear wing. For Senor Dude in 7th. Nintendo in 6th place, qualifying well, and he guest starred in the Division 1 Round 7 at the same track later on. We have Nasty in 5th place, leading the championship, but only in 5th place with the new Pepsi livery on the back of the car. Milo is in 4th place with Berenbocci in 3rd for the Cabbage Corp team. Liquid Gecko showing incredibly well for Cabbage Corp in 2nd and 3rd. And Bolide Fay will lead them away from the start of the race. I think we're about ready to go. I can see Scavvy cheering on DSR and AJ saying, super cool to see the sponsorships. Absolutely. Let's try and get a good close-up look at that if we've got a quiet moment during the race. But I think it's time to get underway. We've got 2 red lights, so as soon as I hit play, we'll be on to the start of this round 3 of the championship. Here we go then. It's 4 reds, 5 lights, and it's drop the clutch. And go, go, go. Beautiful. Clean start from the front row. Slightly sloppy there from Berenbocci, who's immediately under threat from Milo, who goes to look down the inside. Hopefully not too aggressive for Milo, but there's definitely a little bit of contact there as he dived down the inside in towards the Cabbage Corp. 2nd position car of Liquid Gecko. I think it might be, while we're replaying things, it might be a good idea to have another look, perhaps, at what happened from the car. We head down onto the inside. Can't resist the gap down the inside there. Have a little look, but thankfully held up nicely, but created a horrible concertina effect through the rest of the grid, as we can see then further back. We'll take a look, but anybody on the inside was significantly caught up there, and there was a big concertina effect. Thankfully a little bit of ghosting happening as well. But Senor Dude up to 5th place. Milo down to holding 4th position as Nasty sneaks his way up the inside very nicely on the soft tyres for Nasty. And Liquid Gecko holds on to that 2nd position. He's on the mediums. And Bolide Fay for Skynet out there on the soft tyres out away from the start. But look at Nasty climbing over the grass, taking a different line to the other driver, and down the inside of Liquid Gecko he goes on those soft tyres, using them to great effect straight away and stretching the track limits too much. Unsettled the car, he's putting two wheels off twice within the same corner, turn 7, but just holding on to the second position at this stage. Liquid Gecko will be very keen to get those medium tyres back up to temperature, but we have Senior Dudu 4th, we have Milo in 5th, Berendboggi's in 6th with Saal in 7th, then comes Biggerwood, Scavvy, Nintendo in the very nice looking TRF car with Oliver up from the very back of the grid into 11th position on those soft tyres. It seems like those softs have helped a lot. Not so much Drupert. Wilson Core has gone on for the racing hard tyres in 13th position, and Yank the Tank is well, getting that beautiful white livery a little bit dirty out there on the gravel early doors here. At the moment, Believe leading by probably around 3/4 of a second from Nasty as they head up towards the Vidal chicane for the first time. It looks like Believe having a nice significant gap having built. He'd be pretty happy with that, I don't think. Oh, hello. Little look from Berendboggi there up the inside of the... Now, that wasn't Berendboggi, was it? That was Milo and Senior Dude coming together and getting a little bit close and personal for their tastes, but that pushes Berendboggi up to 4th, Milo down, and Biggerwood in 6th position. We've got Saal and Scavvy following them behind, and it's an absolute melee coming out of Coca-Cola there for the first time of racing action as Scavvy's moved up, Nintendo's followed suit, and Biggerwood is now challenging in a big way, looking for that inside line down the inside of Saal for the Red Bull Junior car as he rounds the line beautifully. Saal holds on to the outside because he knows the next two corners are on the inside, but what a switchback from Biggerwood, who times that move to perfection as Saal is all over the road, but then he's too late on the brakes, is Biggerwood, and ruins that manoeuvring as Saal tucks back into 6th position. Tremendous stuff. It looks like just getting a little bit too happy with that loud pedal on the exit of the slow corners is Biggerwood, and he's got Oliver right behind him. Nintendo moves up to 7th position and then off the track for Nintendo. Beautiful beautiful slide on the way into the gravel, but unfortunately for him, lots of drivers passing him by. Nasty is catching, Believe Fate, and he should do on the soft tyres at the moment, but Believe Fate, the longer he can hold him off, the worse Nasty's tyres are going to get, and of course if they can make sure they work together to move forward in the race, they will open the gap out and make sure that this is a 2-horse race. And you can see the Skynet skulls on the rear wheel covers looking great in the sunshine here in the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit. But this now, the long flat out run through the Hatzenbecksbogen corner and up towards that Vidal chicane. Will there be a late move from Nasty to the inside? He's very, very patient here at the moment. Given his climb through the field to this point, he's been very patient indeed. Now an unusual place here, trying to get that inside line through Coca-Cola. Good racing room being left by both drivers until the exit of the corner where they came together. And it looks like Believe Faye with a good drive off the corner, still going to be locked in battle all the way down to turn 1. As they glance left, they glance right, try and look at the other driver's eyes through the visor. And this another beautiful move then from Believe Faye as Nasty gets crossed up. Believe Faye was going for that outside-inside switchback move, but Nasty kind of managed to resist it by drifting his way under traction out of the corner. Nasty, our new leader then at the start of lap 3 of 16. Liquid Gecko and Berendboggi very close together. And I'm being told that Bolide is pronounced with the accent of the O. Bolide. Bolide? give me a nod if that's okay, Big Nut, and that will help me no end. So Berendboggi in that 4th position. We have then Milo in 5th, clearing away at the moment with Saal in 6th position. Biggerwood is in 7th. Scavvy just heading around the outside of turn 7, but not off the circuit. Pigna says better. Maybe not best yet then. Okay, I'll keep working at it. Nintendo in 10th place. And the only car wearing the TRF livery today, it seems. Oliver up from the back of the grid in 11th place now. with Wilson caught in 12th. Drupert and Yank the Tank is some distance away at the moment from the rest of the grid. Had a really troublesome first lap, did Yank the Tank. Going to be looking to try and perform miracles here. Has he switched tyre even? No, it's still on the soft tyre, so we will wait and see. As Believe the medium tyres, I thought he was on mediums. He's not. He's on soft tyres, the same as Nasty. So Berend Bodge's on the softs. We have Liquid Gecko, the lead medium tyre runner, and surely the softs will be going off at quite a rate of laps here. Quite a fast speed. Those soft tyres will wear down. Berend Bodge then losing time again to those two leaders as they try and get through here. Bolide Fate round the outside once again, takes a very different line through the corner, forces Nasty to go defensive on the inside. Nasty on the Bottas car number 77 here with the Pepsi livery. Pepsi very popular with our drivers. I swear it's on the Buxton car as well, or at least it was in Division 1. So we've got Bolide Fate wearing the number 22 and filling the wheel cover on the front wheels there. Down through turn 7. It looks like Nasty has the edge in speed, but perhaps not quite the edge in consistency at this point. Down into turn 8. Whoa, what a last minute dive bomb from Bolide Fate. Or is it Bolide? Yes, he's Italian. Now you've got me guessing, but a nice exchange between the two as clean racing continues between these two. Bolide Fate is doing a great job at this time. Bolide. Okay, I will do my best then with this one as Pignat is giving me the confirmation. We've got a problem then for the second of our Cabbage Corp cars, who's dropped down the order here. Let's go back and see what happened to him. He has gone down to 9th position. It was a little spinella, I think. Here we are coming out of, well, unusually, turn 4. Turn 4 was the problem. Fairly gently into the grass. Didn't touch the barrier too hard. Number 69 taking a long time to regather the car, and that was what happened to Berend Bodge, unfortunately. QT saying Lego Buckstein, and we'll have a good look at the car in a moment or two. As Senor Dude and Scavvy side by side on the circuit, wearing very, very similar looking liveries at the moment, but Scavvy with the inside line through the Schumacher S and retaining 7th position then, as Senor Dude down to 8th. Berend Bodge is in 9th position after that little spin, and QT has changed his QT has changed his allegiance. He was the designer and second driver for the team captain for TRF, but as soon as Buxton came with their dollar, he switched straight away, and he's being paid now as a pro driver, I'm sure, and redesigning the cars as well. Sol then holds on for Team Azul from the advances of Biggerwood at the back. Nasty leads Bolide Fate in 2nd position, with Liquid Gecko with 4th and Milo in that 4th position, looking for an opportunity down the inside here for the black. Well, it looks like black, but it seems to be a sort of dark maroon colour. But Sol holding on here for Azul Racing, and it was very happy hunting ground for Azul in the Division 1 race. Sol struggling with understeer on the exit of the corner. The car just a very slow, lazy drift out to the grass and dropping down the order. Unfortunately, held it on so long, as Vader said, here to see Scavvy and Senor Dude in the Darth Bull. Did you say Darth Bull Junior? Nice. And they're very, very smart colours. A very good dark side colours here. Got too much white, I think, on the Super Formula edition of the team cars. And there was Scavvy just running out on the gravel, and Senor Dude running out on the gravel and giving Scavvy a little rest there for a moment from the pressure. The front two continue to battle on those soft tyres, and I would imagine we are nearing the point where a change of tyre is coming for them. as we have Nasty leading Bolide Fate, and I'm not quite sure how this one is going to finish up. Nasty in Interlagos was in a different league. Bolide Fate has obviously been putting in a lot of practice here, and it seems to be that the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit favouring him much better. And into the pits comes our leader, and that will cheer Bolide Fate up no end, because he is now into the lead of the race, and he knows he's got the edge on tyre wear as well. Liquid Gecko, however, the big question mark is going to be the undercut that Nasty is able to perform here. Liquid Gecko on the medium tyre is in a great position today. He'll be fast at the end of our race. Should be the same medium and soft tyre, I think, that are being mandated by race control, as they were in the lead division. Milo's gone into third position. Nasty all the way down to 8th place. Then we'll have a look at where he figures out of the pit lane as the dark side team continue to do side by side action, but sneaking through comes Berendboji. Senior Duty was on the outside. Berendboji didn't need a second invitation and has split the two dark side cars. And I think we'll have Vader breathing heavily in the audience at the moment, as Nasty is back out and abusing track limits like crazy out there. Usually you can run outside of turn 4 and 5, but that was crazy wide from Nasty. He's obviously not bringing in these medium tyres gently at this point. Scabby says force choke intensifies for that one. Absolutely. Well, I think with them being Division 2 drivers, I think these two are more like the TIE Fighter wingmen of Vader here, perhaps. But Berendboji wasting no time in getting up and close with Scabby. So Scabby, I think Scabby also on the soft tyres, both of them nearing the end of their soft tyre life here. But clearly Berendboji with a much better advantage on the grip levels. He's looked after these tyres slightly better, or at least can cope. In fact, it looks like they're slightly more worn, but it looks like he can cope that little bit better as they head through Hatzenbecksbogen and up towards the Vidal chicane. I think we'll see a lot of pit stops on this lap 6. And you can see Scabby being really nervous on the brakes on this, what I assume to be an in-lap. As Berendboji stays out, in comes Scabby. Senior Dude stays out, Milo comes in. And like I say, we have Nasty will then pick up those positions once again. He'll hope to get a distant tow off the 3 cars ahead of him on this lap 7 for him. And we're expecting to see Bolide Fate on his way in as well very soon. But he's gone past the pit lane for the second time of asking, I believe, and is quite happy on these tyres. Lots of fuel going off the car, so he'll have to add some fuel here in the next run. Yank the Tank confirming he did have a poor start, and here's a good opportunity then to have a good look at the Buggerstein car. More black on this car than we saw on the Division 1 cars, but slightly more room for some graphics as well. I know you can see Pepsi have continued their sponsorship. In fact, they've got a lot of sponsorship on the car already for this newly funded Buggerstein team. So great to see. Welcome to Super Formula Buggerstein Travel Service. We've got Bolide Fate heading down and into the Kumho curve, followed by the bit curve. And of course, he will now be paying careful and close attention to the gap to Nasty, if at all possible, because this lap is really important, with Nasty out there abusing track limits and doing his best to monster these tyres on their way out. I think the drivers will be hoping for a one-stop here, it seems. Having got this far on the soft tyres, into the pits comes Bolide Fate, as Liquid Gecko on those mediums will stay out, and you can see the Mexican sombrero on the front. Sorry, Cutie, it's Buggerstein Transport Service, of course it is. My mistake. Liquid Gecko running through, and he's going to take the lead on the medium tyre. One of the only drivers not to start on the softs here. In comes Biggerwood, in comes Berendboji and Senior Dude. This is absolutely the cut-off point then for the soft tyres. They'll go no further, but Wilson Core has gone for the hard tyres. A very unusual strategy here. Hard tyres generally, the drivers absolutely detest using the hard tyre, but he will hopefully, for him, go longer than the medium runners did earlier on. Here, Nasty and Bolide back together after the pit stop procedures. In fact, Bolide managed a better in-lap than Nasty managed on an outlap on cold medium tyres, and I think that is the deciding factor for them, as Nasty, like I said before, super wide, all four wheels off the official track limits, but I think we've got those track limits turned down a little bit here for the drivers on the second division. Great to see these two fighting hard, and you can see that Bolide is struggling on those cold mediums higher on this lap to try and get those corner exits right. Nasty with confidence going the high line into turn 8, and you don't see that every day. Spectacular pass from Nasty down the inside, positioning the car perfectly, and this then is going to be a straight race between these two to the finish of our Division 2 16-lapper here around the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit. Skynet versus Azul. Possibly later on we'll have it versus Cabbage Corp, and Liquid Gecko stays out at the moment. He'll hope to get deep into the second half of the race on the medium tyres, maybe 1 or 2 more laps before he heads into the pit lane. Wilson as well, looking good, leading the best of the rest here in 4th place. Of course he hasn't stopped, but his gap is fairly good for a driver on the hard tyre, and I'm almost certain he will do his level best here to get onto the softs later on. He could, if he wanted to, go onto the mediums now and shed the worst racing tyre, but here he is in that 4th position. Biggerwood is catching him. Barenboji can see him at the end of the second flat out section, and then we have the dark side TIE Fighter pairing here of Scabby and Senior Dude back locked together. Car 27 leading car number 3, as Senior Dude then has he will be able to read the message on the back of the ring, on the back of the rear wing, which says "Pass you, I did," I believe, on the dark side racing car. Let's have a look. Yes, indeed. It's certainly living up to its name here. Slightly matte effects on the paint, the dark side, with a nice lightsaber streak down the engine cover. I love to see it. Great creativity here on the dark side racing team. So in 9th place, showing a lot more consistency as he goes wide, but certainly he's struggling in this stadium section, the Mercedes stadium section, but for overall race pace looking pretty good. Nintendo, he was collecting a lot of practice here for the Division 1 race that he took part in, and he did get faster and faster and faster throughout that Division 1 race. Milo is in 11th, and he's got rear wing damage at the moment to contend with, as Yank the Tank still on the soft tyres. Unbelievable, he's into the second half of the race on the soft tyres. He has to stop soon, but he's picked up some places as a result. Oliver behind him, a fair distance away, now on the racing medium tyres and locked in battle right now with Drupert. Great to see these two fighting hard over the lower placings, but of course points definitely available, as Liquid Gecko, our leader, pits with 4% fuel left in the car. Drupert now ahead of Oliver, who started at the back of the grid, but both on fresh medium tyres, both a little bit battle worn there on the cars, and Liquid Gecko, he's on his way out of the pits. We've got again the Dark Side Racing team locked together in 7th and 8th position. Senior Dude just following his leader at the moment, as Wilson Core has lost the car. Let's see what happens to Wilson as we head into, oh hello, an outside manoeuvre there from Barenboji, and I think a second touch perhaps for Wilson Core, and that'll be absolutely gutting for him. He was headed to the pit lane, I'm sure, at that point, managed to avoid the barrier, and then because of these really difficult cars at slow speed and getting the grip back under the VR, it's disorientating under the VR as well. and it's difficult to get that get the cars back into racing line and gripping up again. So Wilson Core, from the hard tyres, had done all the hard work earlier on, only to have it undone there with some contact with the cabbage corp driver of Berend. So Liquid Gecko is in third position. He can't actually see the lead pairing here at the moment, as we've got Bolide Fay running still just behind Nasty. And is he saving the car, saving those tyres as he did earlier on, because he was doing a great job. He went one lap longer. So as Yang says, I held onto those soft tyres for dear life. Obviously Yang paying for his own tyres here. He doesn't have a tyre sponsor at the moment. Bolide Fay is catching Nasty at this stage. Nasty just looking like he's able to drop the hammer a little bit, but Holiday will know that it's possible to hang on here, because Nasty is not impervious to the odd mistake. I think, though, that we have some open seats in the top division, and I think that it will be these two that the team managers and captains will be evaluating and checking out all the telemetry and data, because these two are definitely head and shoulders above the rest. Certainly in this third round of the championship, you would have bet the house on Nasty getting promoted, but suddenly it looks like Bolide Fay has put in the work and has done the job here to catch the dominant early season leader of Nasty, Liquid Gecko, third position. He's just going to be hoping that he can bring these soft tyres in neatly enough. He's had his outlap, and he's out attacking the racetrack now. No boost on these cars to contend with like the Super Formula push to pass have got, so it's a lot more simple a job really for the drivers. They can concentrate on their lines and their throttle application and things like that. Don't have to worry about conserving boost, but obviously fuel management, tyre management are definitely going to be key, especially with these really aggressive racing conditions that the cars have got. Car number 69, Berend is hoping to fly under the radar of race control, I think, after that contact with the driver on hard tyres earlier on. Scabby and Senior Dude side by side heading down into turn 7. Scabby still ahead. Won't be expecting a lunge from his teammate, I don't think, but missing the apex. Still struggling a little bit here. Senior Dude with a better run through the corner. Will he be tempted to have a look down the inside? Oh, he definitely will be. Oh dear, that doesn't look good. That's not looking good for our team harmony here. Let's see if we can find any contact on the car as down the inside. Oh, I'm not sure. There may have been a millimetre or two, but there was Scabby just dropping down the order, and I know he's watching live with us. That was a very tricky moment for Darkside Racing. I'm sure Vader is needing to knock a few heads together in the team as well, as team captain naturally, or team leader of the Darkside Racing team. But he won't be very impressed to see Scabby and Senior Dude come together there. Too close for comfort. Saul will have caught them a little bit going through that lap, thanks to that moment. Two Canadians in Darkside Racing. Looks like Scabby unable to. Well, he's certainly got worse tyre wear here than Senior Dude up ahead. And Senior Dude, having now got past his teammate, questionably perhaps, he's managed to put the gap on now, and is heading up the road towards Berend Bodge's Cabbage Corp car. He's going to do what he can to try and make some headway into that lead. Biggerwood in fourth position, should be fairly secure here in this fourth place at the moment. Liquid Gecko, whereabouts is he? Now, it might be a trick of the eye, but it looks like Liquid Gecko is doing a great job here and might be starting to catch Bolide Fay and Nasty. Through they go. Bolide Fay still within terms here. two Canadians. Senior Dude's 2 Canadians in DSR dark maple syrup. Definitely. That sounds very tasty. You're making me hungry now. Wouldn't mind a bit of dark maple syrup right about now. Nasty leads us though with 4 laps to go, and didn't qualify too well today, but has managed to move up into a familiar position. However, at the end of his previous stint, he didn't quite have the tyre life that Bolide Fay had. So will that pay dividends later on as Liquid Gecko follows them through in towards the final corner? Looks at the moment like Liquid Gecko too far away to challenge with 4 laps to go. However, you never know what's going to happen between 2 people going for the race win. So I'm sure Liquid Gecko will be hanging on to a bit of hope here. Berembodji would love to get 4th place off Biggerwood on screen right now, who hasn't got his proper livery on, unfortunately. Have to have words with the team designer there. Berembodji can absolutely see the rival in front, Biggerwood, and be looking for an opportunity to make the move and at least pile the pressure on here on lap 13 of 16. Deep into the corner we go. It's Cabbage Corp. Got a golden bear on the back wing. I haven't seen that before. I've seen reference to Canada, and I've seen Visit Mexico tourism, but I haven't seen golden bear. I'm going to need some explanation on that. Is there a Dutch connection? Oh, Senor Dude! Wow, this is most unexpected from Senor Dude. Saul has got past Scavvy. Is this a problematic lap for Darkside Racing? Perhaps they are both putting the opposite lock on, steering wildly, and at the moment they're hitting the racing line as accurately as a stormtrooper shoots their blasters. It's really very difficult. Senior Dude not enjoying this moment of memory here, as Scavvy is now catching Saul once again. So Saul looking for it. Maybe there was maple syrup on the road. Saul opened the door there, and down the inside went Scavvy. That was merciless from Scavvy. Not even a moment's hesitation. So beautifully back through. And if you please, there's a decent gap between himself and plus a car between himself and his teammate. These guys fighting for the attentions of the team boss. If there are any reserve opportunities. Oh, Scavvy. What just went on there as we lose the car again, I think, into the come-ho curve. We missed the apex. Oh, wow. And it's just a tank slapper, overcorrection, and back we go again. Oh, dear me. So back down behind Senor Dude, and we really are struggling. Scavvy says RPM fail. Okay, so reliability issue perhaps for Scavvy at that moment. Let's go back up to the lead then and see how our leaders are doing, as Bolide Fay out of turn 4. Decent gap between the two as the Azul Racing team continue to prosper significantly here at our Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit. Saul in 6th and Nasty in 1st position. Bolide Fay just stretching the limits of the tyre grip out there with a half a wheel on the gravel for a moment. Into turn 8 we go. Double apex. Highly cambered corner. Liquid Gecko, where is he? I think he's not been able to make this soft tyre stint work quite as much as he'd hoped. Those soft tyres are being chewed to pieces right now. We've got 2 laps to go. Biggerwood on his own, pretty much. And what's happening down here? We've got Scavvy now having to fight off the attentions of Nintendo. So Scavvy has been struggling on the medium tyres. Seems to enjoy the soft tyres a lot more, and making that adjustment to a less grippy tyre has been problematic for Scavvy. So some racecraft work to do, going from a high grip to a low grip condition. Maybe something to put into the practice regime for the for the Darkside Racing junior team here. Milo in 10th, and Wilson Court, who's on the soft tyres after his little mishap on his in-lap with Berembodji. Drupert in 12th has got ahead of Yank the Tank who is doing a good job now trying to recover the car in the gorgeous looking Bugstein Transport Service car. Creative lines here from Jenk as he takes the position outside to inside. Love to see it. Giving a respectful amount of room at the apex into turn 6. That gives him the impetus into turn 7. A little snap from the rear. These are very lively cars on the rear axle. Oh, a little kiss between friends on the wheel arches as Drupert down the inside. This is great racing between the two of them. Just the most minor of little inconsequential contacts as Jenk the Tank needs to try and push Drupert on through the exit of turn 8. Is there some action happening further back? That is a lap being put on Oliver by our leaders, and almost coming to blows there, Nasty, as he comes through past Oliver. Couldn't do much more to get off the circuit for him, but he lost a lot of time to Bolide Fay as they are about to start the final lap of the race. And the gap now down to probably only 0.6, maybe 0.5. Hard for me to say. Obviously, I don't have quite the level of detail as I have when I'm doing it live, but Nasty has the fastest lap on a 1:57.9 as well. But that was a long ago when they had the nice grippy soft tyres on. We're about to start the final lap of the race, and I think we're going to get some fireworks between these two as Bolide Fay catching here, and he's got to be super tempted down into the hairpin. Nasty trying to hold on to the apex of the corner. Bolide Fay having to make late adjustments here, now looking for that slipstream. Here we go, folks. This could be the decisive move as Bolide Fay has a tremendous slipstream. It's got to be forced down the outside to make the move right round the outside here. Nasty will park it at the apex, I'm sure, to stop the up and under move. Bolide looking for the outside, looking for the grip at late corner, looking for better exits if possible. But look at Nasty driving such a defensive line like a pro. Skipping the apex, you'll pick up a penalty for doing that. Too much Bolide as he's trying to judge where the car is on the reference points from the track. But now they've got another back marker in front as well. This is going to be super tense to the finish. It's our final lap of the race. Low grip conditions, light on fuel. In fact, fuel lights flashing, certainly on Bolide Fay's car. Got two back markers to pass. Can Bolide Fay get himself a decent run here as they head up towards the Vidal chicane? This is getting very, very busy. Bolide just getting a bit excited there, and something had to give, didn't it? I think we've got a move coming there between Biggerwood and Berembodji, but Bolide losing out. Nasty can breathe a sigh of relief because navigating two slower cars, it was perilous for him as he goes into the third sector of the final lap. But Bolide Fay unfortunately gave it everything, left nothing on the racetrack. And you have to take your hat off to him for that. Didn't want to go conservative to the end, went aggressive, went for early power application, and it just bit him right at the final phase of the corner. But this then is Nasty picking up another win. I've got to say here, a little bit of opposite lock coming out of the Vidal chicane. He's going to nerf a cone. He steered across the circuit to nerf a cone across the circuit. Love to see that one. Nasty will win again for round 3 of the championship. A great display from him, but he was pushed hard almost the entire distance of the race by Bolide Fay, who comes in second position. Liquid Gecko putting in a great race on the alternate strategy there in third, and Berembodji will complete a very, very successful day for the Cabbage Corp team, despite pretty poor qualifying by their high standards. He's going to come through the Coca-Cola corner then for the final time, and he's going to come through to pick up that 4th position. A couple of drivers were lapped at the end. Looks like Nasty's going to get that fastest lap at this stage. There goes Berembodji. Here comes Biggerwood to take 5th position. He's happy about that and goes to thank the team. Senor Dude will get the bragging rights in the junior team here for Darkside Racing, having completed a tough old race for the dark side as he comes through to pick up 6th place. I think Saul's pretty happy there for Azul Racing in 7th. Scabby, I think one that got away perhaps for Scabby there in 8th place. Nintendo a hard fought and well-deserved 9th place. Scabby says, I got slammed by Nintendo on that last chicane. All right, let's go and have a look. There it is, in fact. Let's just cut back to that one and see what happened. Now, Scabby, are you actually conserving fuel here at the end of the race? Because, no, Nintendo has just gone completely flat out across. At least he didn't hold on to the position. I think that was a misjudgment, but it did look pretty unpleasant, didn't it? A very rude move there at the end from Nintendo, but I think it was accidental. Wilson Core tried to make the hard to the soft tyre strategy work. I don't think it did in the end, unfortunately, but 10th place picks up points. Scabby says it was a slipstream job. Well, I don't know. It was quite a late braking manoeuvre there. AJ saying something out of Mario Kart. As Milo comes through, he will take 11th place. Drupert from 12th, Yank the Tank in 13th, and Oliver coming home exactly where he started, even though he featured much higher earlier on, but finishing down there in 14th place, not a million miles away from the other two at the back as well. Nice close race from our drivers. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in live or for putting this on loop when you went to sleep and setting it to just watch. But thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for taking part in Super VoRmula's round 3 of the 2nd division. And folks, really appreciate all the support on the channel, and thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing whenever you possibly can. Yank just wants to say that his e-brake was engaged when he started the race and he lost 30 seconds. Oh, wow. Leaving the handbrake on is a definite classic. Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate everyone for tuning in. But from me, Webbo, from us here at SVR, thanks for watching, and we will catch you on the next race day.